to the mixer, from my fingers to the fader. Raise your hands up to the speakers. You are here to entertain us. From the DJ to the mixer, from my fingers to the fader. Raise your hands up to the speakers, because this is for the ragers. From the DJ to the mixer, from my fingers to the fader. Raise your hands up to the speakers. You are here to entertain us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another TCNewTech pitch event. We're so glad that you came for our second virtual event, and we're excited about the pitches that we have for you tonight. Just to let you know a little bit about the schedule, we will have 4 presenters. They each give a 5-minute pitch, followed by 5 minutes of question and answers. So be sure to type your questions into the chat, whether you're on YouTube or you're watching from Facebook. You can ask questions, and we will get those questions to our presenters. At the end, you will have an opportunity to vote on the best presenter. And Lisa Baker Lawrence is our MC for this evening. She's a longtime fan of TCNewTech. She's actually one of the founding members of TCNewTech. And she is with one of our supporting sponsors, Access Point. So I'm going to turn the show over to Lisa, and we'll get going. So remember, send us your questions and we'll get them to our pitch presenters.
Hello.
Welcome, Lisa.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. So this is our second TCNewTech online. So we were rock stars last time, if everybody saw us. So I hope you're all joining again today. And we're going to do our very best for you today. So I think there was one little thing we wanted to bring up before we get started that was not on our program. Well, it is on our program. We forgot to put it on our program and we quickly remembered. So we have a really fun collaboration with something called BrewBus. So if you're on Facebook right now, take a quick deviate over very quickly or get in a different browser and check out BrewBus, because you have a chance to win. If you like TCNewTech and you like BrewBus and you share this event on your Facebook page, you are going to be entered to win one of 2 BrewBus virtual events. So if you don't know about BrewBus, you'll learn on their Facebook page. But anyhow, they have 2 events coming up, one on the 8th, one on the 9th, and you have a chance to win. So thank you so much to the BrewBus team for collaborating with us on that. I am going to share my screen, I think. Right? Can you see me? Do you see my face? Jen, are we good?
Yep, you're good. You're ready to roll.
All right. So thank you. So we just want to thank everybody for joining us today. Our mission has been the same for several years, and we are a community of tech enthusiasts. Typically, we meet on the first Tuesday of every month down at the City Opera House, and we're all hoping to be able to do that again very soon. In the interim, we're joining here. The purpose and the mission is still very much the same. Building and collaborating a group of entrepreneurs and innovators, solution-oriented folks to be able to connect and solve problems using technology. We are also a membership-driven organization. Although our events are free and will always be free, we do have a board of directors that work very hard. We have a lot of wonderful supporting sponsors, which we'll talk about today. And then we do rely and hope that you will consider becoming a member. We have a very strong membership right now. I think we're growing. We started at like 20 people, and we started to have about 100 to 200 people attending events. And now we have around 1,500 people in our membership community. So for only $20, you can scan this QR code. You get a really awesome t-shirt, and you can enjoy things like voting for board members and just being more involved in the community itself. And if you can see what I'm holding up, I don't know if you can or not, but this is just a little throwback. I found this. This is from the Front Street Irregulars when we gave away a shot glass. So who knows what new swag we'll have coming down the line. So we encourage you to participate. RJG has been with us for quite some time. They are a local company, They're recognized internationally as leader in injection molding, training, technology, and resources. And they have very generously provided $500 to the Best Pitch this evening. So we want to thank them very much. We also have Michigan Broadband Services. So if you're looking for fiber internet, these are your folks. They are here live and on the ground. They've been a supporting sponsor for a very long time here at TCNewTech. So go to Mish BBS, or you can contact Sarah Hunt. Sarah is a longtime member and a participator here at TCNewTech, and she does a lot of things behind the scenes for us. And this is what she does for a living. So she's available to help you out. Real quickly, a little housekeeping on how the vote's going to happen. I know you're all wondering how you can participate, so you can. So have your cell phones close. Take note of this phone number. Voting is going to happen after all the presentations have happened. So we'll cue you in on when the time is right, and we're actually going to do a live vote. So have your cell phones handy. You'll be having a text message that will be sent, and you'll be able to watch the voting process live, and we'll be able to issue that $500 prize virtually to our winners this evening. So without further ado, we'll get right into it, and I'd like to welcome Jacob Holcomb with Honest Command. Hi, Jacob.
Hi, how are you doing? It's good to be here. All right, share the screen. All right, is the screen coming through?
Not yet. Oh, here we go. Here it is. You're on. Yep. Thank you.
All right. And here we go. Hi, I'm Jacob Holcomb. I'm the founder and chief exploitation officer of Honest Security. I'm a Leland High School graduate who attended NMC, and I boomeranged back to Traverse City from Baltimore last year. I pioneered the first ever organized router hacking study and contest, So Hopelessly Broken, which paved way to the world's first Internet of Things research initiative, IoT Village. Over my career, I've secured and educated some of the world's biggest brands. Every second, another 127 devices are connected to the internet. That's just shy of 8K devices a minute. From smartphones to smart homes, the average home has 15 or more connected devices. The problem: advanced smart home cybersecurity does not exist. Traditional antivirus solutions are dead, and they need to adapt. They're way behind the time. Small office, home office routers are extremely vulnerable. This goes back to the router hacking study. Of the routers I evaluated, 100% of them were vulnerable and subject to remote compromise from attackers. That's terrifying. That was back in 2014 and 2013. Finally, consumers lack critical cybersecurity awareness and education. And truthfully, who can blame them? It's cumbersome. You have to learn this stuff regularly. It's what I do day in and day out. You can't expect normal users to do the same. And that brings us to our patent pending solution, Honest Command, security for the things.
All right. It looks like we're ready for questions. I'm going to stop the timer because if you've been to TCNewTech before, we give them a flat 5 minutes. So Jacob's an overachiever. We're ready to begin questions. If you have any, we are taking live comments, and Jen is administrating from the background, and we'll be able to give those to Jacob, and he'll answer in real time.
All right. Okay. All right. So Honest Command is a hybrid of hardware and software combined to create a managed home cybersecurity platform. We're different. Here's how. We prioritize security at the core, from design to deployment. As industry-leading ethical hacker, I do one thing and I do it well. SOAR, you can think of this as taking the brains of a top-level security team, a bunch of me, other people like me, and putting them into a computer form. Then that computer continuously learns and grows and creates strong, unique protection for your network. Remember how I said traditional antivirus is dead? This is how it should adapt. Command's implementation of SOAR enables us to provide network-level endpoint detection and response at an affordable price with on-the-go protection. Zero trust security model. Trust but verify. Trust is always verified and never implicit. It's time to raise the bar for cybersecurity. Market. System lag. Okay, to start, oh my goodness, come on, technology. As you can see, these markets are huge. There's a lot of opportunity directly in cybersecurity and in home security. Because of digital transformation, the two have converged, and this has led to the birth of a new smart home security market. We're blazing a new trail and creating a brand new category that doesn't exist today. And we would love assistance formulating a bottom-up market analysis on how to take this forward. Our market strategy is business to consumer, e-commerce through our website, offering a multi-tiered subscription model. We're leveraging targeted social media ads, as well as global outreach through strategic partnerships, both locally and afar. The Honest Security Tribe is myself, Jacob, Amber, and we're currently in process of onboarding our chief research scientist. More details to come. And finally, our ask. We're seeking $50,000 to finalize our intellectual property, further our product development, and to create an infrastructure for success. We're passionate about building up and supporting Traverse City. We want community-driven funding through investing in security assessments for your business. Help us by helping you. Honest Command has been solely funded through Honest Security's own profit. Everything that we do, we're reinvesting into our company to bring and deliver you security of tomorrow. And a quick company timeline. We founded the company in 2019. Product design began in January of 2019, at which point we joined 20 Fathoms and really began our local efforts here in Traverse City. In April, we filed our trademark and company patent. And here we are today in May, presenting our solution. And that's it. That's what I have for you guys.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. And thank you for being patient with me on that little technical difficulty. So we've got questions now. It looks like we've got one queued up. What is the cost of a security assessment quote?
Yes, so it really depends on the type of security assessment that you're after. What I do professionally, we charge a rate on average of about $300 per hour to conduct application security assessments. It's a pretty expensive cost. Granted, it's necessary for many reasons. And over time, technology has enabled us to really automate much of that process. And that's kind of what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here with Honest Command. So we want to bring that down. And in doing so, we're reworking the way that we offer our enterprise consulting services as well. So if you're interested in a security assessment, I recommend that you reach out to us and we can work something out.
Fantastic. Anybody else have a question? Sometimes it takes a second for other platforms to pop through. So questions for Honest Command are available right now. We've got about 4 more minutes. If anybody has a question, I'd like to ask, is this something that you can provide individuals, or is this business only?
So this is for individuals. The intent is for us to be the ADT or Brinks of cybersecurity. So what we're doing is we're creating a full comprehensive solution that is installed in the home that allows cybersecurity to be delivered to all the devices within the network, and it allows you to take that same protection with you on the go while you're using your phone outside of the house. So you can kind of think of the need to secure all of the things or everything in your network has kind of been exacerbated by this pandemic and the need to secure the remote workforce.
Great.
So we're offering that level of protection.
Thank you. Jonathan Poole asks, Jacob, how does this product give the benefit of that security assessment to the client?
Yes. So one of the things that we do in our assessments, when products are developed and they're deployed, those deployments can be vulnerable and there can be misconfigurations that could lead to the exposure of sensitive assets or data. What we're able to do is say, when you deploy, I don't know, a new smart thermostat or a new smart microwave, refrigerator, whatever it may be, there's no way for you to ensure that there aren't deployment vulnerabilities that exist in its implementation. So what we're doing is we're taking our research methodology, our assessment methodology, automating it in such a manner that when you plug that device into your network, we're going to be able to tell you in a matter of minutes if it contains known vulnerabilities or if it contains components that are likely to be vulnerable. And we're doing so leveraging offensive and defensive technologies, advanced data processing, both at the edge device itself that resides on your network and back in our remote command center. So it truly is the automation and the advancement of technologies such as machine learning that facilitate our ability to do this stuff and to do it effectively. We're really going to change up the market and change the way that security services are delivered.
Excellent. Ashley, let's see. They're moving kind of quickly through here. Ashley asks, what is your business model?
Yeah, so the business model is direct to consumer. Our intent is people will come to our e-commerce platform, at which point they'll be presented with a handful of options, and they'll either be able to select them themselves and check out from there, or they'll be able to reach out to the ethical hackers via our command chat offering on our website.
Okay. And it looks like we've got one more here. Is this a complete software solution or is hardware involved?
Hardware is involved. So our 3 subscription models that we're going to offer are all of them are comprehensive. One of them does not require hardware, as in the hardware can be purchased separately. However, the other 2, the hardware is included in the price. So it is full comprehensive. And then the more hardware components you have, obviously, so the higher the level of subscription, the more holistic protection you'll receive.
All right. And Frank says, how would a customer be notified that a new device has a vulnerability, i.e. in your thermostat, for example?
That's a great question. So our threat detection and prevention engine actually communicates with a component that will send you alerts to your mobile device, as well as other mediums. So for instance, our platform is going to provide you regular reports, and we would include that information in your report that you'd be able to review at a later time, similar to how companies provide, like Fitbit, how they provide weekly fitness reports. You'll receive data like that, but we're also going to give you real-time alerts of when devices are put on your network. So in the event it's a rogue device and you're like, hey, it's like 10 p.m. at night, like what is this device that popped up on my network? You could click reject on your phone and it's going to quarantine it and just take it off the network so it can't communicate at all.
Wow. All right. So we've got can you talk about your patent?
Yeah. So that's actually quite exciting. I got to file my patent, my first patent ever, on my birthday. So that's pretty cool. The patent really is, it's a system and method for managing and securing internet IoT devices, Internet of Things devices. And what that's allowing us to do is implement the SOAR model, the zero trust, the endpoint detection that I had talked about in prior slides in a very cost-effective manner, and in a very streamlined way that allows us on a security to deliver these groundbreaking security services that we've been charging hundreds upon hundreds of dollars an hour for the past several decades now, at an affordable price point for everyone else.
Fantastic. Well, it looks like we are at the end, unless I'm waiting for my trusty admin to let me know if we have time for one more question or if we are good to go. I think we're good to go. So thank you so much, Jacob. Honest Command, stick with us. We will get you into our voting system here in just a little bit.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for your questions. And now we are going to continue our program. I'm a little rusty today, folks. Bear with me here. So before our next pitch, we just want to say thank you to a couple of our additional supporting sponsors. Susan Safardini-Rouser with State Farm Insurance, where you can get free quotes and free quotes and free coffee right down on 8th Street once we're all able to hug each other again. Of course, our very supportive SCORE folks and SCORE mentors with the Traverse Connect folks over there that will help you with your business startups and ideas. The Northern Michigan Angels, they have been supporting sponsors for quite some time. And one of our newer sponsors returned again from our last event. So thank you, Blake Bernard with Home Waters Real Estate. I bet he is happy to get back to work. Without further ado, we want to invite Robert Alexander with Breathscape Aurora Labs. Hi, Robert. How are you?
Doing all right. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you. So I can see your screen.
I will go ahead and share.
All right.
And we will be up and running momentarily. Are you able to see my slide deck now?
See Breathscape, your personal breath coach.
That is it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll go ahead and dive right in. So I'd like everyone to sit up nice and straight and take a deep breath into the belly area. Breathing in and just relaxing. One deep, slow breath is all that it takes to transform our nervous system and to induce deep states of relaxation. And when I was working on my PhD, I was diagnosed with a health condition that totally tanked my quality of life. And I ended up traveling around the world, moving to Bali, Indonesia, and learning about the breath and the connection with the breath. And what we've created here is an extension of that learning. And so I'm so excited to share knowledge with you and to introduce this technology. So a lot of people breathe through the chest. If you put a hand on your chest right now and just observe, you might be breathing in and out of this chest area. Now, the problem is that it's 6 times less effective than proper diaphragmatic breathing. It can lead to stress and insomnia, migraines, all sorts of things. Now, if you take that other hand and move it down to the belly and take a deep, slow breath in, we're engaging the diaphragm. And if we breathe at 6 to 10 breaths per minute, this maximizes our heart rate variability, which really helps us to relax. It's clinically validated in the relief of hypertension, of migraine. There's studies out showing that they put deep, slow breathing up against propranolol, and it actually outperforms leading medications for treatments of migraine, which is super exciting. But the problem is that this requires training and practice. So you can't just unlearn a habit immediately that you've acquired over the course of your entire life. And that's where our tech comes in. We've created the first patent-pending mobile breathing technology using just a smartphone that can detect the breath in real time. So already just placing the device against myself, I would take a breath in and breathe out. The device already has detected my breath motion. And you can see here on the right a graph. This graph is produced by a user using the app. The app generates music in real time so that the user can lie back and relax. The music generates awareness of the breath. And this effortless biofeedback helps to guide the person into deeper, slower breathing. And then we also provide real-time coaching. And this is all included in the patent that we've submitted, real-time coaching to help then guide people into deeper states of relaxation, and data analytics to also give them a sense of where they are and to give them a sense of where they want to go. And speaking of where they are and where we've been. In 2017, we won a Spark Bootcamp Award. Super excited about that. Traveled around the world doing different events and doing some different user testing. Got some non-dilutive funding through the form of grants. Just earlier this year, we launched the app, acquired 100K safe to help push our IP forward. And then it's amazing to see it out in the App Store. It's got 5 stars, 750 active users. And the testimonials have been so amazing to see. People saying things like, Breathscape is what I've needed in my life. Is really heartening to see the response. And when we think about our market, we're really looking at the use cases that people are gravitating towards, people with high anxiety, with stress, migraines. And so here we see $14.6 billion in the high anxiety clinical market, and then $9 billion in the meditation and mindfulness. That's doing a bottom-up calculation of the total addressable market in the United States. And it's important to think about, how are we reaching these people? So we've got the B2C channels, and that's going directly to consumers. So again, the migraine, insomnia, and panic disorder populations. And then we're also thinking strategically about how to roll out in the B2B space. So you've got alternative healthcare, so yoga studios, spas, and chiropractors, already working in establishing partnerships with groups in Ann Arbor and other local communities. Corporate wellness, so think about corporate benefits plans. One of our advisors is key in that area. And then eventually moving into sleep clinics. And in each of these areas, we're working closely with our advisors to really refine our strategy. Our business model is freemium, so people can access the whole app for free for a limited time, and then eventually they're offered the option to subscribe, and then they can continue to use certain aspects of the app for free. We've calculated the unit economics, and it comes down to a $22 customer acquisition cost and a $66 lifetime value. And then when we roll out in B2B, we want to work strategically with our partners to figure out what pricing model works for them. There are already technologies that exist in the meditation space. As you know, you've got your Headspace and your Calm. They have billion-dollar valuations, and they don't have interactive technologies. It's just a person speaking to you. And this is the first tech that's going to be real-time, providing you this kind of feedback. There's other apps, Breath Player and Belly Bio. They're kind of starting to figure out some of the interactive stuff, but they're not providing the kind of comprehensive data archive that we are, and they're not providing the kind of immersive experience. When you get into the hardware space, it's really cost prohibitive. $250 is the entry point to get something like a Muse. So we want to offer something that helps people enter into the space without paying, a fortune. And as we roll out, we've already launched, which is super exciting. We want to roll out across all of our channels over the coming 3 years and hit the 90K premium subscriber mark in 2023. And then we've established a research partnership with the UCSF and investigating hypertension in our app specifically, and we'll be applying for SBR funding for additional research. And myself, Dr. Robert Alexander, and my business partner, Ben Collins, are the team. Ben has a background as a senior web developer with the College of Engineering, University of Michigan, and I did data sonification work with NASA. We're currently seeking business development support and a marketing manager. Our advisory board has support across app exit strategy, clinical research and funding, and also corporate wellness. And when we take a look at the projections, we're spending a lot in sales and marketing to really gain awareness and traction around the app. And that brings us up to around $24 million in 2024. And how we get there, we're asking for $500K in the seed round, and you can kind of see how this breaks down. And then we'll be raising our next raise in September of 2021. And we'll be acquired, hopefully, by a meditation company in this space, because we have functionality that they don't. So we think that we're able to add a lot to an existing platform like Headspace, Calm, and then also Spire. So would love to receive any questions that you all have.
Fantastic. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just switched the clock over. So we've got about 4.5 minutes for questions. And I'm checking the screen here to see if there are any questions that have come in.
I'll just be breathing slowly.
I know. I found myself sitting up.
Right.
Breathing.
Yeah, it's helpful.
We're all sitting in that very comfortable silence.
Yeah. I can keep chatting about the app if no one has any questions.
Yeah, they do. I've got some right now. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, there's you. All right. So Laramie says, Robert, your group and global breathing features look like they set you apart in this space. Is that what you plan to market in the B2B space?
Fantastic. And I'm glad that this global breathing feature is mentioned, because that actually just came out in the most recent release. We added a functionality that allows people all around the world to synchronize their breath. And so over a platform like Zoom, if a lot of people have the app open, it synchronizes all the breath in real time. And if you think about something in like the B2B space, so, corporate wellness, things like retreats, certainly I can see a space where you've got employees who are, in their offices or, at their homes and are looking for different ways to relax and unwind. This would be a great way for teams to be able to de-stress together. And also, if you think about, like the educational space, there's lots of room for teachers to be leading engaging breathing sessions with students, rather than just being a voice telling people to, relax or to breathe slowly. You've got this interactive tool generating music in real time.
Yeah, great. Susan asked, what are you doing to drive usage of the app with the subscriber? And how many times do you have to use the app to receive the benefit of the app?
You can use the app once and receive the benefit. There's many individuals where they use the app for the first time, and I happen to be with them, and they come out of it. One event that we did, it was amazing. Someone even described that they remembered what love felt like for the first time, and they had to leave this conference and go home because they felt really emotional. So that was a really profound moment. And then the first half of the question actually just skipped out of my mind while I was responding.
How many times do you have to use the app to receive the benefit? So, or maybe
the other half. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing to drive usage of the app with the subscriber?
Got it. So we're going to be rolling out with Facebook and Instagram marketing direct to consumers, but also we're really seeing a lot of virality right now because we haven't spent a dime in marketing yet. And the app is available for free right now for anyone else to try it. And so it's spreading just by word of mouth. And we're already beating our projections for the end of next month where we wanted to be in terms of the number of people using the app just by it spreading via word of mouth. And so like inside the app, there's the ability after a session to share it with someone else. And so we think a lot of people are enjoying it and sharing it.
That's great. Mr. Michael Carey asked, please address the diversity and variation in themes to avoid quote unquote boredom of the users.
Absolutely. So boredom, I'm glad that this came up because one thing that's key to the experience is that it's generative. You know, that quote, like you never step in the same river twice. Well, with the app, it generates a new custom set of parameters every time that you use it. And so you actually never get the same experience inside the app 2 times. That being said, it's fully customizable so that we have 3 experiences inside the app right now. And each of the experiences can be tweaked so that you could just listen to one of the sounds. You could pick 2 of the sounds. We also have guided meditation that's algorithmic. And so you could pick 2 of the sounds and then pick one of the algorithmic guided meditations. So it's really customizable as it stands. And it continues, it's open to infinite sessions. And, you know, I've done a 2-hour session. Some people do a 1-hour session and it continues to engage because it's generating in real time.
Great. Let's see. How does the app perform in outdoor environments regarding detecting breath versus background?
Great question. So it's actually utilizing the accelerometer inside the phone. So the subtle motion of the device, it's sensitive enough that it picks up on the heartbeat of the user. And for right now, we're just filtering that out. And so it doesn't actually read any noise if there's, you know, a car going by or something, or birds in the trees. It doesn't pick up on any of that. However, when you're out and traveling, like a lot of people use this in planes. And so you can imagine if you're moving with the plane, actually it still continues to work in turbulence because your body and the phone are moving at about the same rate. And so the kind of use case that doesn't really work though is like, you know, if you're like kind of like jogging or like in your car, don't use it if you're driving a car. But generally it's meant to be used when you're in like a seated or relaxed position.
All right, awesome. So we have time for one last question. Is there any way to share a user's data results with their primary care provider?
Wonderful question. So there was a music therapist that asked me a question around the data analytics that you get at the end, because you do get the respiratory waveform, you do get your average breaths per minute. And so in one of the upcoming releases, we're going to add the historical data archive. And when you go in with a primary care provider, you certainly can show them that archive. But then as we start to roll out in the B2C, one of the things that we're going to provide and we're going to start to integrate will be the ability in the premium subscription to actually export the data and to have something like, you know, a PDF that's showing you this is how your breath changed over time. This is how your breath correlated with your stress or your heart rate variability. So it's the kind of thing that we're going to be integrating into the app.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Doctor. We appreciate it. So is it Breathscape or Breathescape?
Breathscape. Breathscape
app. Okay,
yeah.
Wonderful. Stick around. We'll be doing the voting in just a little bit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, everybody, let me figure out what I'm doing while I'm being watched. So next we're going to thank just a couple of additional sponsors. Thank you to our in-kind sponsor, Kelly Ignis with Workshop 67 for her website, boom, there we go. For her website design and support and all the many in-kind sponsors listed here. Now on to our last 2 pitches. So we have Assam Al-Zukari, founder of Info. Assam, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing? Thank you, everybody, for being here. So let me share my screen.
Perfect.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this event. My name is Assam Zukari. I'm the founder and CEO at Info. Info is a startup located in Ann Arbor, Michigan that focuses on understanding how humans behave around autonomous cars and fleet vehicles. We launched our company in May 2018, so we've been around for almost 2 years, and we work with one of the top automotive suppliers, including Hyundai Mobis and Volvo. Pedestrian death has been on the rise for over a decade, reaching the highest level since 1988, and these numbers continue to increase year by year. And pedestrian death represent a big threat for fleet vehicles, but also autonomous cars that are involved in urban environment. We have high expense injury claim from insurance companies, but also today we have a distracted driver and a distracted pedestrians, and that's a deadly combination. What we can see in this image is this is Info. Info is building advanced deep learning model to extract how humans behave around the vehicle. For example, we can look at this image. We can analyze this image using cameras that is mounted on a vehicle. So we can understand exactly how the human behave. For example, we can look if the person is paying attention to the vehicle, but also we can look at what type of object are you holding in your hand while crossing the road. We can look if you're holding a cell phone, and what does that mean by holding a cell phone? Are you distracted? Are you taking the cell phone, or so on? But also we look at the intention. Do you have the intent to cross the street or not? And are you going just to walk on the sidewalk? All of this information is so critical for us to analyze and use the information and provide the information to the driver. So this is kind of the type of the scenarios that we're looking for. For example, interactions. So we can look at the person who is a person interacting with the driver by waving hand. Awareness, we look at the person, how is the person aware of the surrounding environment. The third one is distracted. We can understand and analyze how people are distracted by analyzing their body movement. Today, we have a pending IP on our technology, which start with image processing and then goes a more deeper level into analyzing how humans behave, which is using the human behavior modeling using deep learning and machine learning. The third aspect is we are doing the predictions. So we can predict if you're going to be crossing the road in the next 3 to 5 seconds. And the last one is we assign a risk. So each individual person on the road has its own risk. So we can understand if that person has a high risk for the vehicle or for the driver. So how do we take this information? How this information is provided? So technically, today we work with the big automotive companies like Hyundai Mobis, as I mentioned earlier. We provide them with the software that can take the information and provide to the current vehicle on the market. From the other side, which we are focusing on the fleet market. And today we would like to share with you and announce that Info is launching a product called Vision One. It's purely a standalone system that can be integrated into fleet vehicle. For example, if you're a fleet owner and you have many fleet vehicles, we can work with you. We can take our technology and deploy it into any fleet to kind of understand how your driver is behaving on the road. And based on that behavior, we can send all the information to the fleet so they can analyze the driver behavior. In this market, we have two competition in the fleet market, which focusing on the safety area where Info is focusing on. We have Mobileye and Narrow. Both of these companies are focusing on general of the safety for the fleet. Info is more focused in analyzing and predicting the vulnerable road users, specifically understanding how pedestrians behave and how does that behavior has an effect on the driver. For example, if a pedestrian is crossing the road, it may have a higher risk for the driver. So that information can be taken and we can share that information with the fleet owners, or we can provide a real-time alert. In 2019, we have launched 2 pilots. The first one is here in Ann Arbor with the Tree. We received funding from Planet M. And also we launched another pilot with Tarda, the bus system. So we have integrated our system into buses in Toledo, Ohio. And we have received our first pending IP last year in December. This year, as I mentioned earlier, we're launching our first product called Vision One. Vision One, as I mentioned, is a kind of a quiet device, include our software that can be plugged and play into any vehicle, specifically for fleet companies. We have a partnership with the big fleet companies, and we are continuing to acquire and work with more fleet. In addition to that, we're working with a big OEM and automotive suppliers, including Hyundai Mobis. We're actually working on a contract that we're working on developing. And we're looking to submit our second patent IP that is specifically relevant to the fleet market. Our go-to-market strategy, has a strong relationship with the many fleet companies here in Michigan and also different states. So we are actually right now building our system that fleet can access our software where they can see all the behavior analysis for the drivers. And also in terms of the marketing and sales, actually, we're reaching out to so many fleet companies through emails, marketing, and also doing some advertising through Google and Facebook for those fleets who are interested in our product. Today, we are seeking your help to raise our seed round, which is $1.2 million. This fund will help us to kind of continue the development or product for the fleet vehicle, and actually acquiring more customers in the fleet market. And in addition to that, we're looking to kind of close more contracts with the big automotive suppliers in the market and grow our team. This is our amazing team. Myself, I have a strong background, used to work at Denzel, which is one of the top automotive suppliers, background in computer vision, focusing building autonomous vehicle. Sharina, she's a PhD at the University of Michigan, which focusing more on the neuroscience. As you may know, our company focus on the human behavior. This is kind of the main core of our technology.
So Assam, I want to let you finish, definitely, but I did already start your Q&A time. So feel free to finish whatever you need to with your slide, and I do have a question ready when you're ready.
Yeah, so yeah, this is my last slide. So will you help us on our mission to save pedestrian life? Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. So we are posting the URLs for all of our speakers in the live comments. A few of you have asked for those, so we're getting those up. And I do have a question from Ashley. How is user privacy maintained, or how is user privacy impacted?
Yeah, in terms of the user privacy, technically, every data that we're capturing in the vehicle is actually shared with the fleet owners. So fleet owners have full access to that data. And we are actually protecting that data in our cloud, in our server. So any data cannot be shared with the third party without the permission of the fleet owners.
Frank asks, what would be the cost per vehicle for fleet vehicles?
Right, so technically, so we have two devices. The first device, which is a tracking system, we're charging $60 for the single device, which provide all the kind of analysis of the vehicle of the driver. The second one is if the fleet owners are more interested in advanced kind of system, which focus on specifically on analysis and using cameras that can be mounted on the vehicle. So we charge $200 for the device. So it's a kind of two package. The first one is $60 for just the tracking system if the fleet are interested. And the second device is more you adding the camera into the fleet, which costs $200 per device.
Okay. Looks like Sue has a question. Is the app integrated into the vehicle, i.e. through the brakes, or is it delivered as information?
So the device, so it's kind of OBD device. So it's a sensor that can be integrated into any vehicle. So if you have a vehicle, then it must have the OBD system where you can integrate our system to it. So it doesn't require any professional installation. So we can provide you that device, and you should be able to integrate that into your vehicle. And so once you do that, then we will be able to get all the data from the vehicle and analyze how the driver behaved and share that data with you as the owner of the fleet vehicle.
Okay. Just about 1 minute left. Do we have any other questions coming through?
And also it's a similar use case, as I mentioned, for the camera. For the camera, we have a camera is mounted in the vehicle. So we are recording videos in real time. So if there is an event of an accident, for example, let's say you get an accident, so we can capture those events and we can send those events to you so you can see those events. So you will be able to see which driver if the driver is fault or not. And in addition to that, you can take that information and share it with the insurance companies. So the insurance company can be able to say, okay, if it's not your fault as an owner, that probably because sometimes when you drive your vehicle, you might get involved because of the other driver fault. So you will be able to share that data and videos with the insurance companies, which allow them to, kind of reduce the insurance cost.
Very good. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Assam. And stay on. We will have our voting in just a few minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Fantastic. So next we have an announcement. This is going to be from Mr. Keith Kelly with 20 Fathoms. He's one of our board members, and he would like to talk with you about a couple things. Keith, are you there?
I am. Hi, Lisa. Hi,
Hello.
TCNewTech.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'd like to just provide some updates on 20 Fathoms. So excited to be here. First announcement we've got is on a new team member. So Lauren, our new executive director, has been doing a great job on building our team. And our newest team member is Jack Miner. So Jack is president of 20 Fathoms Health Spark Initiative. So Health Spark provides services to early stage healthcare startups. So as you can see on the slide there, we're really fortunate to have Jack. He's a global leader in venture stage, technology companies. You can see he's, managing director of Cleveland Clinic Ventures and director of Venture Center of University of Michigan. So, great to have Jack as a team member, and the whole community is really fortunate to have an expert like Jack to help drive this healthcare initiative. So welcome, Jack. So you also, many of you also know that I'm leading a workforce development initiative called TC Codes. The idea of TC Codes is to provide a learning community for our area software developers. This is a 2-year grant project funded by the state of Michigan, specifically by Labor and Economic Opportunity. So we've been doing some great things. We've got over 200 individuals in our network. We've got 25 companies involved. Delivered 25 training events so far, and over 100 individuals have been trained, both in basic stuff all the way up into advanced technologies. So again, really excited on what we've been able to accomplish. And really what I wanted to share with you tonight is some of the new training and workshop events that we've got planned over the next couple months. So TC Codes really provides kind of 3 areas of services to the community. First one we talk about is kind of the community events. These are really for anybody that wants to learn about coding, learning about opportunities in software developer careers. So we're doing a couple of events. First of all, we're doing a coding as a career event. This is really for anybody that is interested in software developer, potential career or job. We're going to talk about the demand for software developers. We're going to identify pathways and give you some hands-on experience in writing some code. We're going to try and do the same thing for cybersecurity. So look for more in the cybersecurity area. We're trying to expand offerings in that space. Again, you can see a cybersecurity as a career actually provided by Jacob Holcomb, one of the presenters this evening. In our new dev space, that's really where we're trying to provide services that help support our new professionals preparing for new opportunities. And we've got Karen Chung from Haggerty doing a session on your LinkedIn profile. One of the strongest things we've had going is what we call Dev PD, which is our professional development for existing software engineers. Got some real high-end content there, I think high value for our area developers. We've got transitioning from .NET Framework to .NET Core, and then also a feature flagging session. So all those are virtual events. Check out 20 Fathoms Eventbrite page for more information and to register for those events. All the events are free, and hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce Dr. Bob Smells with Respiratory Motion Incorporated.
Well, thank you very much. Hello, everybody. And thanks for staying for the last presentation. Yeah, my name is Bob Smells. I'm the President and Chief Medical Officer of Respiratory Motion, Inc. We call it RMI. It's a Boston-based company that has really an advanced technology, a cutting-edge technology for monitoring respirations in the hospital, similar to an EKG for the lungs, if you would. I don't know if you can see it, but on my side, I'm actually hooked to the respiratory monitor. The unmet need here is respiratory complications, respiratory failures, etc. Without a doubt, it's significant, it's costly, it's a healthcare problem, but we also know that 60% of respiratory arrests are completely avoidable with early intervention. That's the good news. The bad news is, up until today, there are no existing technologies that provide an early warning system. That has resulted in 350,000 deaths annually. Think Joan Rivers as an example. 5 million extra hospital stays costing over $30 billion in 2019. Each respiratory complication costs more than $50,000, not reimbursed by CMS or third-party payers. And if you happen to be in the hospital and you undergo respiratory compromise, you're nearly 30 times more likely to perish. The good news is it's the second leading avoidable safety issue that we can get rid of. The key investment highlights are that the RMI Experian technology is really in the very attractive respiratory market. It's a $4 billion initial US play that'll extend up to $14 billion. It significantly improves patient care. As a matter of fact, there's a significant cost savings using our monitor in the hospitals. And because of that, we have won contracts at Kaiser Permanente, Premier Health Trust, and many other healthcare systems. We have really strong inbound COVID-19 interest. As a matter of fact, Kaiser Permanente, which is California-based, is now using the Experian on COVID patients in Los Angeles and the greater metropolitan area. The company is de-risked. That is, we have FDA and CE mark approval in Europe for the Experian device for adults and pediatrics, and soon to come out with neonatology. We have a very robust intellectual property with 24 pages of patents, 12 patents families, and 12 US and international geographies. But the company, I must say, got over their skis. They attempted to commercialize without the expertise. I know some of the earlier investors, including a VC fund, and they reached out to me and my partners. So we're bringing on a new senior management team. We can leverage that to get a tremendous investment opportunity. My business partner is Chaz Taylor. Chaz was the former president of the cardiovascular division of Bard Medical, a multi-billion-dollar company. Between him and I, we have founded, led, developed, and sold 3 medical companies. We have sold companies to Abbott, Boston Scientific, Otsuka in Japan, and most recently I sold my company to Merit Medical last June. I've got more than 20 years experience in practice. I've sat on value analysis committees. I sit on 8 boards of 8 different companies. Our immediate priorities and actions are underway. We're developing a world-class commercial organization. We're developing a world-class strategic advisory board and strategic clinical message. The Experian is the first and only early warning system for respiratory compromise and crash. It allows for early respiratory rescue, thereby saving lives, preventing anoxic brain injury, and reducing costs. It outperforms virtually every monitor on the market. It identifies respiratory distress up to 71 minutes before all of our competitors. And my statements are backed by clinical evidence from over 6,000 patients and over 1 million data points. When a patient goes into respiratory distress, the Experian provides earlier actionable detection of this respiratory event. It's the only monitor that measures the fundamental unit of breathing called minute ventilation. All the other monitors, all the other companies that you can see use surrogate parameters such as pulse oximetry, carbon dioxide buildup, respiratory rate. If you have early warning, you can have early intervention. You can wake and reposition the patient. You can dial down the narcotics. You can put them on a BiPAP or a CPAP mask. You can do a lot before they get into trouble. The market is very attractive. It's a razor blade model, a low-cost monitor, a disposable pad set that I'm wearing. It's a peel and stick like an EKG lead. The gross margin today is 80%. We have over 30 peer-reviewed publications of clinical trials from prestigious institutions that have validated this product. It is first in class and best in class. Boston's Children, Cleveland Clinic, Mayo Clinic, you name it, we've done it. And in every trial, we outclass all of our competitors. Because of that, we're on contract with Kaiser Permanente, representing 11 million lives, Premier, 3,900 hospitals, Health Trust, an additional 1,600 hospitals. We're in more than 80% of the hospitals across the country. We're offering a convertible note with a steep discount. The company really needs two things. They need a management team that's been there and done that before, and they also need a capital infusion. We are offering the 35% discount to the upcoming Series E raise planned in 2021. In the event with all the COVID and respiratory excitement or interest, if we sell the company before that, there's a 300% return on the investment to investors, including an 8% per annum. We have raised about $6 million, but the board has agreed to go up to $10 million. And this is use of proceeds, development of a commercial organization, facilitating the launch in June of our second-gen product and our pediatric monitor, and establish a world-class scientific advisory board. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So we do have a few questions that have been filtering in, and we'll get started with the first one. Is this able to be used for home monitoring?
It is. One healthcare system ordered it for their patients in nursing homes. It provides remote central monitoring, not only in the hospital, but outside the hospital. It also allows connection to electronic medical records to allow provider safety. So if somebody does have a communicable disease like COVID-19, they don't have to be at the bedside. They can actually monitor remotely.
Great. Mr. Pete Schroeder asks, if you get significant adoption and demand moves in a quote-unquote hockey stick fashion, will you be able to supply?
Yes, we're using Celestica. Celestica is a manufacturing firm that now sells to Medtronic. But Pete, we're always looking for additional channels for manufacturing and supply chain. So we're going to talk later this week. Thank you.
And Mr. Jane Kimmler, who would be a strategic acquirer?
It could be Philips, GE, Massimo. There's literally 9 or 10 strategic acquirers out there. And we've had inbound interest already, and I can't say who, from really large ventilator companies, because our device allows you to adapt it to other types of products, such as CPAP, BiPAP masks that work on pressure only. We can give them a volume reading. So we've had quite a bit of interest from other companies as well. Besides those, even Stryker, who is not in the respiratory space, is very interested. So yeah, we have quite a few strategic acquirers and interest.
Fantastic. Still have about 1 minute. If there are any other questions that will pop on, I will ask them. If not, we will move to voting.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. We will see you in just a moment. Please stand by. All right, so we are now at the next stage of our show here. Voting is going to begin now. So you have 2 minutes to vote for the best business idea likely to scale and create employment and higher paying jobs. The directions are on the slide. So you're going to want to text your vote to 203-529-8755. And you can use capital AA for Honest Command, capital BB for Aurora Labs Breathscape, capital CC for Intvo, and capital DD for Respiratory Motion Incorporated. So you should see the phone numbers scrolling on your screen. And while you are texting your vote to 203-529-528755, we have just a quick minute. I want to give an update. We want to share some information about a new award being offered by Aurora Consulting. The COVID-19 crisis has brought unprecedented demands on small business and inventors. Aurora knows that so many are making courageous sacrifices to preserve employee well-being while keeping the lights on. Such sacrifices should not include the loss of hard-fought R&D efforts. Aurora Consulting is proud to announce the RISE Award, which offers a free provisional U.S. patent application or $5,000 toward a non-provisional U.S. patent application to a selected applicant. Aurora hopes that this award can help provide stability and encouragement to diligent innovators. So the Aurora RISE Award. So their contact information is riseupwithaurora.com. You can see it at the top of the screen here. So visit their URL at riseupwithaurora.com to apply.
Well, we're very close to the end, Lisa. And what a great job. All the pitches were amazing. We got 1 minute and 15 seconds left. We still have everybody in the green room just waiting to hear the results. So hopefully everyone is texting in. We could also let you know that the results from the Brew Bus contest.
Oh, great.
And the winner of that, so this is 2 tickets to a virtual beer tasting, which is so fun because the Brew Bus shows up in your neighborhood. They drop off pizza and they drop off a selection of beers. And then at 8 o'clock, the Brew Bus gets together with some of the brewmasters and they do a tasting and talk about the beers that you're downing. So they have
pulling up their Facebook page, and this is a photo of like a door drop. So they deliver all of the items that you need for your virtual tasting. So being in the world of taking things from a live presentation or a live event environment and transitioning to this online, I just commend Brew Bus for doing such a great job. That'll be fun.
And they're staying a safe distance from everybody.
Right.
So I'm just typing in the winner right now, and it is Kim Dowland.
With?
She is the winner of the Brew Bus.
Oh, yes.
I'm trying to type her name in here right now and announce it to everybody at the same time.
Super. Well, if I've got a couple of comments that I'm reading here, and I just want to let folks know, if you visit TCNewTech.org, not only will you see announcements for our next event and ongoing information, how to become a member or a sponsor, but there is also, I see Joel is posting some information, seeking employment. We have a job board powered by True Job, which is one of the links on our website where you can actually, if you're a job seeker, you can post all of your information there. And if you have a job available, you can also post those opportunities. So please visit TCNewTech.org and you can get all of your information right there. It's very easy to navigate part of the website and I think be very helpful.
Okay, and then the winner of the $500 prize, which is from our sponsor, RJG, goes to Honest Security. Yay,
and
there they are.
We're happy.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Congratulations.
So much. This is a long time.
Well, you guys have definitely put in some work on your project. So hopefully this will help to give you a little bit of a boost. And we want to thank all of our pitch startups tonight. They were all really good and the competition was tough.
Yeah, good job, everybody.
Yeah, congratulations, you guys. It'll be great to see you out and about. Thank you.
Okay, back to you, Lisa.
All right, guys. Well, we really appreciate everybody being here tonight. It's important to let people know that the show will be going on. So this here is a link to the True Job board on the TCNewTech.org website that I just mentioned. So just visit our website and go to the job board. Again, we want to thank Michigan Broadband Services and all of their support, especially RJG tonight as our pitch prize sponsor. I know that those folks are going to really enjoy that and put that to good use. That is a wrap. Thank you all. We will look forward to seeing you hopefully in person on June 2nd, 2020. If not, we'll be right back here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. And yeah, thanks to everybody that took the time to spend the evening with us. And happy Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye.